What's up, everybody? Welcome to another week of the KCM. This is week 2 of Season 3, 2021. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Saiyan SC. We're here on the new channel, Saiyan KCM. So, however you found it, whether it was from Reddit or Discord, from me or from a friend, I do appreciate you being here today, guys. This is the man right here, KCM. He is the one who truly understands what I've been trying to get across to Africa TV for so long, which is that foreign fans do matter. English is the most well-spoken language on the planet. Not sure if that's how you say it. The most well-spoken. The most spoken language on the planet. There's plenty of fans of Broodwar that need to be served. KCM understands that it's about getting eyeballs on Broodwar. It's about creating hype, making the fans excited. And that requires that all of the tournaments need to be cast in English. Not only the ASL, but all of these side tournaments as well. They should be cast in English, and if Africa TV is not going to do it themselves, then why not hire someone else to do it, or just allow other people to do it themselves? Anyway, guys, I'm getting off track here. We're on the new channel. This is going to be dedicated to KCM only. We have permission directly from the source to cast these games, so hopefully they'll never get taken down and we'll never experience a loss of VODs as we did with the SC channel. Really sad to see all of those old VODs be deleted, inaccessible for people who want to go back and watch the historical content of the KCM, but you can always check them out in the Korean version on KCM's channel. I definitely encourage everyone, as always, to go ahead and support him. Go and support KCM. Give him a sub. Hit like on a few videos. Go watch some of the old KCM as well. This guy deserves our support. So, today, guys, we have an excellent lineup. We've got Royal, JYJ, and Sharp on Terran and Mini Mighty Shuttle for Protoss, Soma, Hero, and Shine for our Zergs. We're starting off with Royal versus Shuttle. And a nice little wall in here on the front. Make sure that... No, my goodness. Royal trying to block there with that SCV, but he might actually end up losing this SCV here. No, nice repair there. Keeping that alive. So close to a moving shot from Shuttle to get the first kill of the game. First blood almost being spilled there by that probe. Will be tracked down by these Marines and will eventually have to evacuate the base. A Zealot is now arriving at the front, and there are no Marines nearby to try to defend this wall. Now finally a Marine does pop out, and this wall is perfect. The Zealot cannot slip between the supply depot and the CC, nor can it slip between the supply depot and the barracks at that angle, so it has to fall back. And now he can eliminate this probe, get rid of it from the main base. However, this has been alive for a long time. Finally, Royal bring down a building to finish off that probe. Nice move there, dropping the... Oh wait, he can slip through there. Wait a second. Was that misplaced by Royal? I think that might have been a little mistake there. I believe the supply depot should just be one hex higher. And then it should be a full wall in. He loses an SCV and a Marine. Doesn't slow down his command center too much, but is a little bit annoying. That's some good damage for that first Zealot. And everything going pretty well here so far for Shuttle. There's been no scout from Royal. Here comes that SCV now, but a Dragoon is already out on the field. Can he block this? Oh, that's too bad for Shuttle. But a great news for Royal, who's now going to get into the main base. He sees everything here. He knows the future plans of Shuttle in and out. Shuttle going to return the favor in kind, dropping a pylon to block the SCV as it tries to pass behind the mineral patches. Exactly what happened to the probe of Shuttle on the other side of the map. Now a starport proxied on the right-hand side here. This is a very strange location for a proxy. What is even the purpose of this? I'm wondering right now, is this going to be for a drop? Because it's very strange to put a proxy starport out on the map, but somewhere that's not really closer to your opponent's base. It's just sort of out there. I guess it's slightly closer, maybe a tiny bit closer, but it doesn't really warrant a proxy. Very strange. He's actually gonna lift it off now? What? Okay, I guess he couldn't build the control tower. I was like, is he gonna float that somewhere? That was so weird. Royal, just a little bit off with the builds today, man. Not judging the buildings properly. First with the supply depot, and then with the starport. He's gonna have to fix those small errors if he wants to do really well in the ASL this season. You have to be completely on point if you want to take series off of the strongest players in the world. So he's got a little bit of tightening up to do in his builds. He's sending some mines out, laying those down around the map, getting some good map control here, getting some good vision. He killed that earlier probe that came to take the third base for Shuttle, so I did delay that slightly, though I don't think it will affect Shuttle's build too much here. A dropship on the way, and once all the mines have been laid, he's going to come in here and try to drop in the main. Shuttle all over this, though. He's got the Dragoons in the main base, spread out, ready for a drop to come in. I wonder if the plan here was for Royal, or for Shuttle to send the Observer in to not be able to see a starport and then be tricked into taking his Dragoons out, but it's not going to work out here. He will drop all of the Vultures, but the dropship does go down. Coming in, going to kill a few probes, but not going to get too much damage here. Nice surround by Shuttle. Another attack coming through with a few Vultures trying to slip in towards the natural. Not going to be able to do that either. Overall, a bust here for Royal, who was counting on that to deal a little bit more damage than it ended up doing. He put a lot of investment into that play. He spent money on the starport. He built the dropship. The Vultures are somewhat expendable, but that is still quite a bit of an investment for the drop if it doesn't really get any damage done. Now, we're going to see a carrier build out of Shuttle, trying to catch some probes, but the window is very small here to catch probes. Just a tiny distance between the natural and the third base. It's been completely covered by Dragoons, so no opportunity there. He does get a great scan, though. Sees the main base, plenty of factories coming up on the side of Royal. He is preparing for a big all-in attack here. 6 factories. I think we'll likely see +2 and go right now. +1 should be about finished. Not even going to wait for the +2, it looks like, though. Just coming straight out across the map. He's got a lot of map control here, which makes me feel good about Royal's position. He is being tracked by an observer, but with all these mines around the map, he can move with confidence with these first few tanks and marines without having to worry about getting intercepted here by a bunch of Dragoons and losing those early tanks. He is doing another drop here into the main. This seems like it'll get a lot more damage. He manages to get into this weird position here by running around the left side and getting down into the mineral line. He kills a lot of probes. Wow. A ton of probes go down there. That was some serious damage this time. I mean, it was basically the same situation as the previous drop, but the dropship gets away this time, and the Vultures got a lot more damage, so the first drop not working out as well, but this one definitely making up for that. 7 factory, actually. 7 factory push coming across the map right now. It's, again, still being tracked by this observer. And he's got to wait for a few more reinforcements here, I think, before he actually moves forward. If he loses a bunch of these tanks here, that could be devastating. This army of Dragoons with a few Zealots in the shuttle could absolutely wipe out that force if he doesn't get enough meat in his army. That means Vultures, that means Goliaths to go along with this, to pick off that shuttle and to block a little bit, to tank some damage from the Dragoons before they jump directly onto the tank. So now he's going to come forward. He's got that meat added into the army. Here comes the Vultures throwing down some mines in the middle. He's going directly up towards the natural. The siege is quite late. He is targeting well onto the Dragoons. Drops from the shuttle. Getting a bunch of Zealots right on top of this. No Zealot speed here. Quick unsiege as soon as shuttle backs up, and a lot of Dragoon blood being rolled over by these tanks. Tread underfoot here as he shoves his way forward towards the natural. Only 3 Goliaths are here, but the interceptor count is so incredibly low that I think Royal can just bowl through and destroy this 3rd base and potentially the natural as well. Diving in with the Goliath as well, trying to fight with the interceptors. He could just go for these carriers right now. They're not that far away. Push them back. And it appears that the Goliath range has indeed finished. That blue smoke coming out behind the missiles going to be the indicator. I've learned that now from my comments. Thank you everyone who continues to tell me about that feature of the game. I think I see it now. We've got these blue the blue clouds coming out behind. And yeah, there's nothing that Shuttle can do here. That was a great timing by Royal. 7 fact push. He didn't hit it too early. He made sure he had the meat in his army before he engaged with those with the Dragoons there. The perfect rallies with all of these mech units. Just slices through the ground army, and now there's not much that the carrier army can do. He's lost his natural expansion. He's lost his 3rd base. All of the probes at that 3rd have gone down. He's fighting here with 4 carriers, but turrets are being built in large number. We've got plenty of mines in front of all of these tanks. The tank army is still very, very strong, so we're just basically waiting for Shuttle to GG at this point. He is 92 supply to 135, and this is not going to get easier for him. Maybe he decides to go across the map and try to base trade or something? I have no idea, but he's hanging out here in the front, fighting against these Goliaths. His minerals are running dry in the main. He's way oversaturated right now. And he's trying to pick off some of these Goliaths, but Goliaths get a nice jump forward, almost picking off the first carrier. 6 carriers are still here. They have full interceptors now, but there's just no hope here. No hope at all. That was a great drop by Royal earlier. He controlled the map well with mines. Made sure that his pathway was safe for that attack when it was time. He hit the timing well, and this is the result. Complete domination from Royal here in this first game. Loses a carrier. He's going to try and pick off all the tanks and then go for a breakout. Doing his best here to pick off as many tanks as possible. He has conquered the low ground at least, so he might be able to push forward. There's still a lot of tanks in the background though, and the turret number is pretty ginormous at the moment. He's gonna try and break it. Let's see it. Come on, Shuttle, can he do it? No. GG. Okay, a disappointing showing there from our first Protoss player. Shuttle has been eliminated. And next up, we're going to have Royal versus Shine. No mirror matchups in the Race War, boys. Just switching back and forth. If you're not familiar with the Race War, if you're not familiar with KCM, go ahead and check out the other video on the channel. What is KCM? I explain all about all kill, the format of the tournament, and the finals and all that good stuff. So go ahead and check that out if you haven't already. Let's get into game number 2. We're on Eclipse, Shine up here in the top right, and Royal down the bottom left. In that previous game, Royal was pretty intent on getting that drop off. Very weird play from him to throw down the proxy starport in that weird location. That threw me off very hard, and Shuttle expected it. He was ready for it, but he wasn't ready for it the second time. The second time was the charm there. Managed to get past Shuttle's defenses and get a lot of kills. Now, we've got Royal starting out here with a semi-wall in. There's still a pretty big, large gap in the middle. And he's going to put an SCV there if he does see a lot of lings being spawned on the side of Shine. They should be able to hold off that wall pretty easily, even if we do have an attack here early from Shine. So instead of doing that, Shine has decided to throw down an early hatch, and I think I see a second hatch over there in the front. Wow, okay. See that very often, but 2 hatch at the natural. And a gas steal from Royal. Just gonna be a little bit of a dick. Doesn't really do anything because Shine already has this gas finished at the nat, so or he already has the natural finish, so he can just take the gas at the nat. But whatever, I guess to each their own. Royal feels like that was worth it, so maybe it was. Meanwhile, on the side of Royal, I can see that we've got a gas as well, so likely going to be a Vulture follow-up. That means that Shine will have to throw down his Sunken Colony in the front, like right about now. 3:30 is kind of the timing, but you can get away with a little bit later. Not after 4 minutes, so that's 4 minutes is around the time when the Vulture can possibly reach your base. Of course, depending on how much or how quickly they're actually going for that move. And he will have that up perfectly in time here. See, the Vulture is coming out now. We'll begin to traverse the map here. The command center being built in the natural of Royal. So we're going to have a pretty standard 1-1-1 build out of Royal with the quick expansion behind a wall. This was very, very popular a few seasons ago, but has kind of fallen out of favor for the Terran players. I wonder if this is something that they're going to have to revert to now, because Terran has been having a very difficult time dealing with plays like the Crazy Zerg and all of these different strategies that are meant to really screw over just regular Marine builds that have become so popular, like the 2 racks push. Doesn't really work out too well against a quick carapace ultra build. So going this style, if you can figure out that your opponent is planning to go for an early carapace, you can just switch directly into tanks and play it out as a mech player. You don't actually have to go for the standard here. You don't have to go for Marine Medic. You can switch things up very easily. Whereas if you go for 2 racks at the beginning, it's kind of hard to switch into mech from there. You really have to grow into a really giant economy and then to try to switch into mech in the late game. That's not as much of an option against this style. So looks like Shine gonna be snagging his third base. He managed to get a drone over there somehow. I'm not really sure how, because there are 3 vultures over here. Maybe he slipped it out a little bit before these vultures arrived. And that third base gonna be key here. He has to keep a base ahead of the Terran right now. Hydra's gonna defend these Wraiths, and Muta will be coming out of Shine soon, but already working his way up to some anti-air splash damage in those science facilities, the science vessels. We get that irradiate out here pretty quickly. It should be able to defend reasonably easily versus the Mutalisk. If he's even going to produce any. He's actually made a lot of Hydras, more than I would have expected. Pretty good dodging here, Scourge. Oh my god, what was that? Scourge is so dumb, man. Guess he's going to run all the way back home. Quite a few more Hydras popping in. This is not going to be a Muta build. We're going to see more and more Hydras popping out like this. It's not really enough money right now to go into Muta, so he doesn't actually have to build all of these turrets. He saw the Spire, so he is kind of forced into building them. I guess that's what Shine wanted from that Spire, to make Royal react in that way. Okay, pretty good reaction there. Shine moving across the map here with a large number of Hydra, but triple bunker should be able to stop it. He's adding on more barracks as well, so I think the follow-up here from Royal will be a Marine tank push. We'll lose this first supply depot very quickly. Diving forward on one of these bunkers, kills one of them very quick. Second bunker gonna go down as well, and irradiate in the middle of these Hydras, but the irradiated Hydra is pulled back immediately. Oh, the bunker's super low here. Another irradiate comes down. Oh, it's not gonna die. Whoa, just barely holding on there. Royal with the surround on the bunker, able to keep that alive for a very long time. I think that Shine can still dive here and actually kill the bunker. He's going for it. Ooh, go after the SCVs. Oh, a tank on the high ground, though. That's going to start to kill a lot of these Hydralisks. That was so incredibly close. I think he can actually dive on this now. If he dives on the bunker right now, it's going to be very hard to get the SCVs around this. He actually goes for the tank and picks that off. Going to focus on finishing off this command center now. The command center is getting very low. Oh, it's really getting close, but so many SCVs. Okay, nice pick off there. Just sniping down his own Hydra as soon as the irradiate comes out. He's gonna fall back now with the remainder of the Hydras. What is the economic situation looking like behind this for Shine? He's spent a lot of money to make all of these Hydras, and it hasn't exactly broken the Terran. He stopped him from mining in the natural for a while. Double Evo Chamber is going to be the follow-up for Shine. And he is adding on a bunch more drones back at home. This is a pretty cool game already, guys. I'm really liking this. Shine having a good and interesting response to this type of play. He's going to pick off the tank. Nice job. 2 Scourge do snipe one of the science vessels, but the other 2 are picked off. And those last couple of science vessels do survive, so kind of a good pick off there from Shine. He lost a few Hydras, but a tank and a vessel, very high value targets for the Terran Force. A Muta switch coming out. He's going to start to harass the hell out of these SCVs, and there are no turrets here. 0 turrets in the natural. A lot of SCVs are going to fall unless he decides to pull away from this. He's got maybe 1 irradiate here in a second. He did spend quite a few of them on those Hydra. No irradiate here yet. Still 5 seconds away. And quite a lot of that SCV damage. Wow. Oh, this is not good. That Irradiate did a lot of damage to those 5 meters of Shine. Been reduced now to 3. And Shine now sitting back at home. What's going to be the follow-up? I think we're going to see Lurker Hydra coming out of Shine. Now, this one Hydra on the ramp is being super annoying. I think he now spots it. Gonna bring all the Hydras forward. Hydra's not the best at fighting versus Marine and Medic, especially with tanks backing them up. Oh, he goes after the Science Vessel, but just barely not able to pick it off. Timing from Royal looking strong, but moving towards a counterattack here. Shine gonna go ahead and threaten the natural, but a siege tank on the high ground going to destroy a lot of these Hydras. Okay, on the high ground. Hydra's just waiting here for the next round of units. Gonna snipe off a bunch of these Marines. And the Hydra's not doing too bad against the Marines if they're just running forward. Almost gets that tank as well. These low number of Hydras versus low number of Marines. Actually, Hydras can do pretty well in these circumstances. But once the numbers get a little bit higher, once we get to about 2 or 3 groups of Marines and 5 or 6 tanks, the Hydra army will just absolutely melt. So Shine's got to keep it scrappy here. He's adding on a bunch of lurkers and he's doing a lot of counterattacking. Just gonna fall back for now, drawing the Terran force away from this main centralized attack, keeping him on his toes here. But the lurkers have finished. Now Shine is actually ready to fight. See if he can get a good surround here and some good positioning on these lurkers. He's coming from the north, but the lurkers are getting stacked up. Falling back. +1/+1 is done. Hydra's from the back. Picks off one tank. He can get a second if he goes for it right now. Building a lurker out of a Hydra that's been irradiated there. That's going to keep that alive and waste the irradiate for the Terran player. And fall back here with some more Hydras. Heading up towards the north. Shine scanning, checking things out. Still no hive. Some good information from that scan. Still sitting here on 2 base. He's fine for now. But this is becoming a longer game as we're reaching about the 1330 mark. We're gonna have to see another base come out relatively soon. You can keep fighting for a little bit longer on these 2 bases, but eventually we'll have to see it. Royal take another base. Here's 3 tanks that have been left off by themselves, and an easy pickup there for Shine. And running forward with these Marines, not the best way to take on a bunch of lurkers in the middle of the map. This is too many Science Vessels though. Holy cow, that's a lot of Science Vessel. So many Irradiates go down there. I think 5 Irradiates dropping down, killing off 5 lurkers. It's not a recipe for success for your Zerg player. Losing that many lurkers over and over again will eventually drain you of the gas. He's grabbing a 4th base now. That 4th gas would be huge for this army to be able to continuously create those lurkers, to be able to pump out Hydras endlessly. He needs that 4th gas. Alright, more factories being added on. He wants to increase this tank count. He's lost quite a few during these small scrappy fights, and has not yet reached that critical mass of tanks where you can just splatter Hydras endlessly. A drop gonna come through towards the main base here as Royal moves through the middle with this huge Marine medic force. Drops in 2 locations. Lurkers here in the natural. The Marines are kind of lining up there, but here comes the lurkers in towards the main base. Ooh, can he actually get some lurkers here between the main and natural? Those could clean up a lot of SCVs. He lifts off. Gonna save most of his SCVs here, I think. Oh, lining it up pretty nicely. Kills off quite a few, but not the huge hits from the lurkers that he would have wanted. Oh man, could you imagine if he'd sent that in after, or if he'd sent in the first drop after this second drop here? The natural drop would have gotten so many SCVs in that case. Gonna kill off this factory here at the front. Really taxing the multitasking of Royal so much here in this game. He's, during this time, gotten up the third base as well. Shine is just so good in these scrappy situations. It is crazy. Doing an amazing job picking off units, dealing damage with these drops, grabbing additional bases. He's done amazingly well with that. Gonna get this Vassal. Oh, Vessel is so close to going down there. Vessel count is still very high for Royal, but his economy is not looking that hot. He's running out of minerals in the main. The natural's getting low as well. And it looks like he's transferring his workers back into the main now. So finally going to be on 2-base economy once again. He's setting up missile turrets for future drops that could come in. Mutalisk with Scourge coming forward. This is... oh, just going to fly right through the Marine Medic group. That didn't end up working out. The Mutalisk in the middle is meant to draw the fire of the Marines so that the Scourge can land their damage. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for him there. He's going to lose a couple of Overlords here as well. And Royal's going to begin pushing up through the left side. A counterattack from Shine. He's heading down the middle. These two armies passing. Playing Ring Around the Rosie here. Shine going to head over towards the natural, and Royal spots it with this one random medic that's walking through the middle of the map, and he will have to pull back. Overall, I think a win for Shine, who's just trying to draw the army away for as long as possible. Ooh, this drop is huge. Gonna deal a lot of economic damage. Meanwhile, Marine's gonna target down this hatchery here at the 4th base. Drop in the main as well. Things are getting out of control for Shine. He doesn't have the army in multiple locations to deal with all of these individual drops, and I think this has even more Marines maybe to drop here in the 3rd base. So Royal already messing with the mining in 2 separate locations, gonna go ahead and try to mess with a 3rd. Oh, it looks like he's gonna go pick up some more Marines and bring them over to the 3rd base. There's that drop. Does it have anything in it? No, it does not. Okay, losing track of that a little bit. That's fine. Royal doing a great job so far. He picked off the Spire as well. A lot of lurkers here in the middle. But can he actually fight this? Wait a second. Does this actually have Marines and Medic in it? Hold up. Oh, shit. Victor's in position. Gonna drop out these Marines, but with the Lurker and the Hydras coming up, will be cleaned here. And a big fight in the center. Marine Medic, but no Lurkers here to assist. There's the Lurkers coming up from the left side. A bunch of Irradiates come down, but running up with Lurkers, always a tough micro decision. Trying to get on top of that as the Marine Medic stim and run away is very, very difficult. Picks off one Science Vessel as the army retreats. But the 4th base has been taken down, and the 3rd of Royal is now being secured. Things are starting to swiftly move in the favor of Royal. That drop was insane. Did even better than I think what Shine did earlier with his drops. Again, I gotta imagine, what if the drop from Shine came in to the main first, and then he hit the natural with all of those transferred SCVs? That would have been wild. How much damage he could have done there. Didn't work out that way though. And now Shine gonna initiate a huge attack against a massive tank line. Can he actually break this? This is so many Hydras, so many Lurkers. A great D-Matrix there, but the Lurkers get right up in the front. Picks off a lot of these tanks, and the Marines are being shoved back really, really hard here. He manages to push everything off of this third base, and he will be able to push up here. Oh, a small amount of Marines on the high ground. Going to slow this down a little bit. Oh, the Lurker goes down. These Marines do not have any medics, though. Oh my god, so many Marines walking forward and getting annihilated. Ooh, that was so rough for Royal. He was just trying to send Marines through that area, and they just got whacked immediately. The army supplies are so small. This is such a scrappy game. 93 supply to 59. He's gonna lose his command center. He's not paying attention. Oh, the command center could have flown away, but now it's going to die. 100 HP, 50 HP, 0. Ooh, loses the third base, and he is out of money at the main. Actually, I think that was his main. Oh no, here's his main command center. Flying out for the third. Gonna bring that over to that third base and start the mining once again. Gonna lose another science vessel for a single Lurker. Not a bad trade for Shine. Of course, could be better, but one Lurker, one science vessel. Pretty decent. Lurker, or the science vessel count is not looking that high right now. And he's spending a lot of money into these tanks. So the tank number is very low. Man, I'm split, guys. I really don't know who's gonna win this game. This is such a close one. There's not that many Hydras out here, and he can't be losing Lurkers to these Irradiates right now. But he kills 2 science vessels. Wow. Great pickoffs there from Shine. Using this army to its maximum effectiveness. Drop coming in here, but there's literally no minerals, so what's the point? He's gonna just fly out, I guess? No, he drops the 2 Lurkers. Not really any reason to do so, but he does drop them. It will be a little bit of a distraction. Maybe another drop gonna come into the third here, but just 2 Irradiates will clean up this drop here in the back. Wish he would have sent that in a different direction, take it to another location, and try to get a drop that actually matters. Anyway, those 2 Lurkers lose their lives. Again, still under 100 supply, guys. We're 23 minutes in, and both players are under 100 supply. There's been no base trading either, so this is just a wild and wacky game. Rarely ever see something like this with a pure Hydraless Lurker army against the tanks and Marines. Oh, almost getting another science vessel there. He's been doing a great job of forcing them back, not allowing them to get as many Irradiates as they'd like, and keeping that number a little bit lower than it should be. Oh, almost getting that one as well. Retreating to the Lurker. Here comes the rest of the army now. He's just gonna focus down science vessels. Wow. What an interesting way to play here. Shine just burrowing about 2-3 Lurkers and fighting with about 5 Hydralists. As soon as the army of Royal comes forward, just focus the science vessels with the Hydra and they'll let the Lurkers fight with the Marines. It's very, very cool. I'm liking it a lot. Now, trying to take this base in the top left, that's a bit crazy. We'll see if Shine can hold on to this. If he could, he would have an insane amount of gas income. He's already on his 4th base. The gas in the main and naturals already ran out here. I don't know about the 3rd. It might be out. Defiler! Ooh, finally getting into Defiler. The classic 24-minute Defiler can be added to this army. Can get those plagues down and really start to wreck these Marine medic. Diving forward here, also throwing down Dark Swarm and using it in conjunction with the Lurkers can be super, super strong. Trying to take a base in the bottom right is not going to happen. The Lurkers up there in the top left. Here comes the Defiler. Ooh, Royal is gonna come up here and try to take out this base, but during this move, I think that Shine can get in here and kill this base, man. He is coming for it. A lot of tanks are here, but when the Dark Swarm comes down, Dark Swarm gonna get up on this high ground as well. Lurkers are gonna come forward, and this base is done for. Third base gonna be taken out, and I mean Royal defeats the third or this base in the top left. Still, we have one more base on the side of Shine. He's got that base in the top center. He's losing the base at the third as well. Wow, this is getting crazy. Really crazy right now. There's one lurker here. There's so many Marines attacking that right now. They're moving. Oh, the lurkers are coming back. The lurkers are coming back. He's got lurkers on both sides. He's gonna focus down this science vessel. Oh, just barely keeping this base alive. And Shine is mining, but Royal is not right now. He's got no more mining on his side of the map. He's trying to make this scrappy, trying to attack in multiple different locations. Gonna consume a couple of Hydras there. That's how desperate he is right now to finish this game. Trying to keep his stuff alive. But Royal's got nothing left, man. Okay, he actually cleans up. Wait a second. Royal cleans the third base, man. He's got the third base alive. And a command center is floating out that direction. You can see the minerals aren't going up at all for Royal. He is not mining. But once this command center gets up to the top left, those SCVs are still alive. They were hiding behind the mineral patches, and he can begin to mine once again, but he's got to hold on here. This is the last stand of Royal. Can he hold against this army of Shine? Can he get back in this game? This is insane, guys. 82 supply to 83. It's so close. 82 to 82 now. What am I watching? This is crazy. Oh, run by Hydra. Kill the tank. Running away now. To keep the majority of those Hydras alive. And a lot of Hydras are moving up. The drones are being remade here for Shine. He lost a lot of drones. He doesn't have many left at all. He's coming up. Ooh, a dropship. He spots it. That dropship gonna go around the army, but is gonna be picked off. No, those aren't Hydra. Those are lurkers. Bringing up the Hydra. Gonna deny this mining. Oh, Dark Swarm. But there's fire bats. Fire bats are here. Under the Dark Storm, they can't be hit by the Hydras. He's gonna get some. Oh, he picks off the dropship goes down. He gets up here with the lurker. Burrow. All the SCVs. Oh, SCVs getting picked off. The burrow here. Finish off all of these SCVs as well. Oh my god, carnage. Absolute carnage and a counterattack coming from Royal. Can Shine hold on? Oh, the move command. No, the move command. So many Marine medic died there from that move command. Lurkers coming from the left side. Hydras from the right. Makes the lurker egg at the last second. Gonna run up this ramp, but this ramp just leads to death. He can kill this base, but Shine is still mining. He is still mining, and he still has a good supply. 61 to 36 now. Royal, I hate to say it, guys, but Royal is about to die. He's been fighting brilliantly this entire game, but Shine just outdoing him so perfectly. Pushing back all of these Marines up onto the high ground. This is the last stand. Got a Defiler here as well. Gonna drop the Dark Swarm. Picking off the air units, and GG is called. Royal taps out, and Shine is victorious. My god, guys. I gotta say, I was on the absolute edge of my seat that entire previous game. It was so much fun. And I got to thinking afterwards, that was one of the best displays of what makes Broodwar so beautiful as a game. I've been in that same situation. Hydralist versus Marine Medic and Tank, and been absolutely blasted by that composition. I mean, think about it. If you're going as a Terran player against Hydra Lurker, what else could you possibly want besides Marine Medic Tank and maybe a splash of Science Vessel? But Shine, he just controlled so beautifully. And it took the fights in such a way that he made that look incredibly strong and difficult to deal with. Down to the drops, of course, the counterattacks, the movement around the map. And that really is what makes Broodwar beautiful, is and opposed to some other games like Starcraft 2, is that the units in some ways counter each other, but they're not really hard counters like in Starcraft 2. It's all about the way that you use those units, and that's what makes it different. Even though Marine Medic and Tank can be a hard counter, again, it just depends on how you use those units, the effectiveness of them, and Shine showed the perfect use of that composition in that game. He was on point with sniping science vessels. He was just fantastic with his army movement, and he showed us an amazing game there, and it's just incredibly impressive to me. Now, he's going up against Mini next. I don't know if he can take down Mini. I highly doubt it, just considering what this guy has done recently, how he has kind of brought a new idea to this meta, to this game in PvZ. But maybe Shine can bring out something surprising for us. Maybe he can shock us here. He's pretending to throw down his hatchery there, as you can see, moving his drone in such a way that would indicate to Mini that maybe he's going to throw down a hatch. But Mini checks the eggs, and now he knows that there are a bunch of lings on the way towards his base. He's got a forge up, and the cannons will be finishing up soon. So this is kind of a loss for Shine overall, I would say. There are going to be 2 cannons coming, which is still a pretty serious investment, but those are going to be valuable going on as the game goes on. But these 6 lings are not that great. They're would be much better off being drones right now. If he had just produced 2 lings, that would have been enough. So currently, as things stand, I think that Mini takes a slight advantage here. He's got his mining going on in the natural, and Shine's gonna get his natural up here pretty quickly. The third has already begun mining. And yeah, we're gonna get into a normal game from here on out. A building has just been made, I think, in the main. Hydralis Den. Okay. I was wondering about that. I saw that a building had been thrown down from the worker count, from the supply there, but I wasn't sure if it was a Hydralis Den or not. And we do see that it is a Hydra Den, and that means that Shine is going to bust. And I think I understand Shine's thinking here. He knows that his opponent built 2 cannons and a forge and a gateway. It means his cyber core is going to be a little bit later than usual. That means the Stargate will be a little bit later than usual. Also, he built 2 cannons, so he's probably feeling pretty safe behind his wall, which means he might not be expecting a Hydralis bust here. Oh, drone! Oh no, 1 drone goes down. Shine is not planning on going for a lot of drones this game, so every drone that gets picked off is going to be pretty massive. He loses the probe, and Hydralis will be popping out soon. As long as Shine doesn't pop Hydralis from this location, though, I think Mini will be still in the dark. He's gonna pick off this. Oh, he gets it. Nice round. Oh, and his Hydra's popping. I don't think he saw it. But he will see it with this next Zealot. That is very important, and he can throw down a bunch of cannons now. Cannons are being added here in the front. The double ramp is not very conducive to actually attacking through this area. However, it still leaves some space over here where the Hydras can't be hit by this cannon. He's going to get into that space and start to kill off some of these making cannons. He's forcing a lot of probes off the line. He's going to focus on this Zealot. One of the cannons does finish, but this is still a lot of Hydras coming up and a lot of DPS for killing off probes. Ooh, finally the other cannons do finish, and quite a few probes have been massacred. But this is also a very big investment into Hydralisk, so not sure exactly who's ahead at this point. Generally, we say that the Protoss player should be ahead right now after holding off that Hydra bus, but I can't be completely sure. That was a lot of probes that went down there, and it's going to take a while to get that back. He's also able to hit some of these buildings here in the front. He's trying to run some Zealots by. Not going to allow that to happen, though. Shine on top of that. Templar Archives on the way. And more hatcheries being added on. So Shine is transitioning out here. Oh, surround on the Hydras. One does escape. One Zealot created. Not too bad for Shine, actually. And the speed is not quite done yet. The +1 not done either. And that will end up not being denied. A Spire on the way here for Shine. He's getting an Evo and another hatch over in that location. I like the wall in there. And guys, I forgot to mention, this is actually Destination, the name of this map. If you haven't seen this before, it's a map that's been around for a very long time, but I wouldn't be shocked to hear that anyone didn't know about this map or hadn't seen it before. It hasn't been in the map pool for a long time, so if you haven't played in many years or you just started watching kind of recently, you probably don't know about this map. It is a 2-player map, and it has a lot of interesting elements to the map, including a back base that's actually behind your natural. It can be accessed by mining out some minerals on a ramp inside your main base, which is a very interesting feature of this map. It hasn't really been duplicated anywhere else that I've seen. So far, Shine is actually holding off these Zealots very well, and I like what he's done here overall. Whoa, Dark Archon. That's surprising, but could be expecting a Mutalisk switch. Just might be adding that on just in case there's a Mutalisk switch. You can always use it for picking up some Hydras as well. I really like what Shine has done here. He's set up this wall in the front at his natural. He's also set up a wall at the third base, and then behind this, he'll easily be able to take that fourth that is behind the natural, and he can connect those two bases by mining out the mineral patch in the back, opening up that area for the reinforcements to get through there. So Mutalisks do pop out, and this is quite a few Muta. He'll be sniping down a lot of these Zealots, but should be countered very easily when Mini has his Maelstrom ready and 100 energy that is about to occur, keeping that Dark Archon hidden for now. Wants to keep it in the back, not allow Shine to find out about that play. He's waiting for these Mutas. If they come into the main base and try to kill some probes, the prime opportunity for Mini to annihilate all of those Dark Archons. For now, though, Shine playing it safe, just tracking down Zealots that are out on the map. He doesn't know about this yet. He's coming forward. This is a lot of Mutas. I think there's almost 11 here. Oh, Dark Archon is ready. Can he actually get the Maelstrom off on this full group of Mutas? Get that Storm or the Archon shots as well. Just kill every single Muta. So far, Shine hanging back. He's got that fourth base down. I think he's going to begin to progress this game into a late game situation here. ZVP can get that hive down on 4 bases, get those cracklings out. Pulling back again, Dark Archon not in position to capitalize on that move by Shine. Spreading out the mutas here. Find some zealots out on the map. Where is this Dark Archon? It's right there. Okay, just in the back. He's keeping it very close to the chest, playing it very, very safe here. Trying to hide that Dark Archon as best he can. Lurkers are being made by Shine now. And as these lurkers finish up, the Queen's Nest begins. The Evo Chambers are being added on as well. He's going to get triple upgrades going. Plus Crackling, plus Defiler. And that's going to take us into the very latest stages of the game. Whoa! There's one Maelstrom. Is he going to be able to kill this? He's going after it. There's another Maelstrom. Oh, a lot of them do get away, though. Can he actually kill these mutas or not? Maelstrom doesn't last that long, guys. He does kill quite a few, but only about half of the mutas end up going down. That pylon in the back falls. Shine going to deny that. But he is set up so well on his side of the map. He has a crazy amount of mining right now. He's got a lot of drones. So many lurkers in this position as well. He's got to move some of his overlords, though. Don't want to get those killed off in the front there. He's looking for the expansion of Mini. He knows that Mini must be trying to get an expansion up here. Mutas are a perfect tool for denying that, so he's going to come up and deny that third, and this kind of forces the hand of Mini here. What will he do? Will he fall back and try to take a third base with his full army in defense, or is he going to try and break through here and just make it happen? It seems like he's going to try and make it work here. A lot of lings coming up. The lurkers are being killed with these storms. Does he have another observer? I think there is an observer with this army. Flying right into the main. Going for a Templar there. Nicely done. Triple cannon there in the main. Gonna stop Shine from getting any additional damage. This is a hilarious little force, though, to see in the main base at this point. It's all because this mineral patch was mined out, leading to the back base for Mini. He wanted to snag that base back there, but hasn't been able to yet. And now finally, Mini heads all the way back home, and he is going to oversee the construction of that third base with his entire army. But that just buys a lot of time here for Shine to grab his fourth. He's not going to be able to stop this base, so double expand from Mini. Going to snag a couple of bases out on the map. Meanwhile, Shine going to grab this one. This is a tough base to fight into. A pretty small ramp there. The rest of the bases, though, out on the map are going to be very hard for Shine to hold. They don't have easy ramps to guard. And Mini can pretty easily get up onto them to fight and actually break those positions, so I'm not sure where the next will be from Shine, but on 5 bases he can do a lot as Zerg. He can do a heck of a lot. So he's gonna bring some lurkers up here. This lurker's kind of sacrificial, but unless there's an observer, yeah, there is one there. Does he have enough up on this ramp right now to hold? I don't think so. That's a lot of Protoss. Some storms land, and this spot is broken. What is Shine doing? He's sending a huge counterattack. With this army being on the left side of the map, he's just going to go for it with these cracklings. Try to make something happen here on the left side. Cracklings are being sent in kind of a weird location there. Not actually getting... Oh! Whoa, so many kills. Oh wait, not that many actually. 1 and 1. Really? Wow, just a really, really tight pullback there from Mini. He almost lost all of his pro. Look at how low those are. I thought for sure those were gonna go down, but he just barely manages to keep them alive. Kills off this last lurker. And the base of Shine on the left side survives. Another base coming up down here in the bottom right. That's not a ramp, but there is a bridge there. So maybe that's the next logical base to take. Can put a bunch of lurkers down there and try to keep that alive. Defiler coming around the right side. He's going to try to get a Dark Swarm. Ooh, feedback. Nice job from Mini, making full use of that Dark Archon even after all of the Mutalisks have been cleaned up. Getting feedbacks on Defilers is super worth, especially if they have full energy and they end up dying from it. And some Zealots coming down here. They're going to get cleaned up by these Cracklings. Upgrade's not the greatest on Shine at the moment, but as they begin to increase, these Cracklings are going to become stronger and stronger. Another Defiler. Can he actually get a Plague? There we go. Gets the Plague off. Dark Archon was not in the right position to feedback that one, and Shine does have to give up this base in the bottom right, but as I said before, 5 base Zerg is pretty versatile. You can do a lot with that. He's cutting off these units, and he's sending a ton of Lings over to the top right. We'll look for some reinforcements here. If he can pick some of those off, he will be doing well for himself. This is becoming a pretty epic game here, guys. 5 base Zerg versus 4 base Protoss. This could go on for quite a long time. Lings just running through the middle of the map. Load ups here. Ooh, big drop being set up from Shine. A ton of Lings coming through. DT gonna kill off a few drones. Kills 2. Lings coming up, being annihilated by these by these storms. And a lot of lurkers here. Gonna be broken by Mini. However, this drop is massive. It's gonna come in here to the main. On this map, it's so hard to get your units all the way back into the main from the outside of the base. Whoa, lurkers in here as well. Tons of Lings. Dark Swarm. He's got to get back here right away, otherwise the buildings will just evaporate. A lot of them are going to go down. He's going to focus on some specific buildings here, mainly that robotics, and possibly go for the Templar Archives as well would be a huge pickoff. However, it looks like Mini will be able to clean up here in the main base. Meanwhile, Shine has another attack headed towards the 3rd. Can he get on top of this and actually annihilate this base? There's still some storms here. The lurkers are running forward into them. I'm gonna set these lurkers up in a spread formation. Try to stop the the army that's coming to assist. More lurkers being sent up here. They end up getting picked off by Mini's army. Ooh, leaving 2 lurkers in the main. I think he might have picked those up. Waited until Mini left his base or left the main base and then dropped them off again. He could end up killing some really key buildings there. Wow! Damn, those storms on the ramp just smashing the entire army of Shines there. This Templar Archives gonna go down. It was getting close, but we'll be able to pick that one off. The Dark Archon finally might go down? No. Good Maelstrom there. And it picks off these units. Mini, he's doing a good job, but it feels like he's just barely holding on right now. He doesn't have much over here in the main base. He's got a pretty sizable army here at the 3rd. Nice pick off there from Shine. Gets a single Templar. Templar are low in supply at the moment. And both Mini and Shine the same. Not able to max out this game. Very, very scrappy here. Taking the 4th gas. Not too many drones at that Shine 5th base either. And Looks like Mini gonna come and try to deny this base in the bottom right as well. There's not too much over here. He needs to burrow these lurkers. Lurker. Oh, this is way too late. He actually might have been able to hold off. Oh wait, he gets the observer. That's not bad, but this is too many Protoss units here coming through. They're going to deny this base down here in the bottom right. Counterattack will come from Shine, but I'm not sure how successful that will be. Its supply is quite low right now. He's just looking for some pickoffs with the cracklings here. He's still in not a terrible position with that one base over his Protoss opponent, but he would like to get more bases out here. Your Protoss opponent can fight for a ridiculous amount of time on 4 bases. Just allows them so much leeway because their units can be so cost efficient with the storms. We'll dive in here, try to pick something off with these small groups of units, get a Templar or 2, but not able to make it happen. Now he's on top of the rallies here. These are the units, or this is the area where Shine brings all of his hatcheries, where he's had all of his hatcheries rallied for the past little bit here. Getting on top of that is generally very bad for the Zerg, but he manages to push everything away from that location. We'll be able to secure it once again. Has a lot of money in the bank. Trying to get a good plague here, but good splits overall for Mini. Ooh, this DT doing a lot of work. Overlord here in the top left, oblivious to the plight of those Zerglings on the ground. Another plague. Nicely done. A lot of plagued units there that can make this army much more cost efficient for Mini, or for Shine, excuse me, as you try to push through with Zealots. The Lurker spines become so much stronger if those Zealots are plagued. Coming in here to this tight little area, a Dark Swarm comes down, and the army of Mini is somewhat surrounded here, but still fighting back, just targeting those Dark Swarms for the storm here. A lot of these Lurkers running through the storm, getting absolutely annihilated. Some of them not even burrowing, unfortunately. Just get those burrowed underground and use his lings. Eventually he will be able to surround and finish off this army though, and that is a huge moment for Shine. As he kills this army, he's going to be able to take map control, and he will attempt to secure the bottom right base again. This is the best opportunity that Shine has had this entire game to secure more bases. Especially that one in the bottom right, or the one in the top left. Whoa, so many Zealots. Where are the Lurkers in this location? He just doesn't have any. This could be disastrous for Shine. Mini with the superb micro. Or excuse me, the superb macro. That was a huge plague. Unbelievable plague there on every single Zealot, and this Lurker is going to be cleaning up. 7 kills already on that, but it will be surrounded and killed eventually. Yikes, this base looks like it will be taken down. A lot of the drones are transferred away, but quite a few do end up falling. Ooh, bringing up the Lings. These Zealots are so low. Maybe he can clean this and actually keep the base alive. Holy crap, he will. Whoa. Keeping that base alive. That's so key for Shine here at this moment. Sorry, my voice is starting to go, guys. This is a very exciting week of KCM. Can't help myself. High ground here has been taken by Mini in the center right. And there is some position where Shine could come up here and actually deny these mineral patches with some Lurkers, but currently he doesn't have Lurkers in the area. DT sneaking in. Perfect timing here from Mini. Is he gonna notice? Ooh, this is 16 kills, 17, 18. Oh, there's so many kills from Mini's Dark DT over there. Storms coming down from Mini as well on this side. More lurkers being brought up. He's gonna try to hold on to this base in the bottom right, but he doesn't notice that all of his drones have been killed in the center left. He's got no drones left. His economy has been shattered. Where are all of the drones, man? He's got almost none left at this moment. Trying to push up and defeat this base on high ground, but this is about all that Shine has right now. He is mining here in the bottom right. A Defiler coming up, gonna get a nice plague on a lot of these lurkers. A good storm though, dealing a lot of damage. This is so many zealots trying to run up this ramp, or run down this ramp. The lurkers are just gonna clean house, so some storms are being spent. Killing the eggs as well. Dropping on these Zerglings. There's another storm on another lurker egg. But are there any storms left? I don't think so. It must be out of storms by now. That's quite a few more zealots coming up as well. Gets another plague. He's gonna push this. Can he actually get through? Going for the observer. DT coming over here once again. Is there a... Yes, there is a overlord in that location. He's gonna lose some drones from there, but can he actually break through here? It's so close. The lurkers, they can't be seen right now. That's so many zealots though. Holy crap, so many zealots from nowhere. Lurkers are here, but there's no observer still. Can he actually hold on to this base? This is so incredibly scrappy right now. There's just no other way to describe it. He almost has it. He's going for the drone. Oh, the probes! Oh, the probes, 13 kills. 13 kills. All these probes go down. There's no observer still. Oh, there we go. Observer finally shows up. He's gonna go for it. Kill the observer. Oh, does he get it? Oh, he doesn't get it. The observer stays alive. Observer speed is done. Mini able to keep this base alive. He lost a lot of his probes, but he's killed a lot of the drones of Shine. Shine trying so desperately to get up into that base. He just can't quite do it. He's still mining here in the bottom right. That base is healthy. This is the only base that's really healthy from Mini. Some more zealots being sent to this location, and it looks like he might be able to clean this. Some Zerglings have been sent to reinforce, and he is going to hold off for now. Gets a good surround on that Archon, breaks through. The zealots have to retreat here, and he's going to try and get up this ramp. Defiler here on the left side. Ooh, this is so close, you guys. Absolute nail biter here in this BVZ. Can he actually get up this ramp? Oh my god, more lurkers coming up. But the storms are so effective, so efficient. More Templar being sent to this location. He needs to get something over there to prevent that. Another lurker gonna go down on the ramp. This is crazy right now, guys. We got another Defiler popping out. He's finally mustered enough gas to get that out. So many zealots gonna push forward now. This is a lot of zealots. So many lings though as well. The storm, hyper efficient at cleaning out these lings, but the upgrades are really high right now. +3 armor. I believe he's got +2 on the ling attack as well, at least. Oh my god, a DT! DT! Oh my god, move this overlord. Keep these defilers alive. They're so important right now. Oh, he picks it up! He picks it up! Shine! Oh my god, you legend. Picks up the DT at the last second and actually keeps it alive. He should be putting lurkers in these overlords and dropping them in the back here, I feel like. Just kill that observer and then drop the lurkers on the high ground there on the right hand side. He can stop all these. Nice nice plague there once again. Gonna come up this ramp. A lot of zealots here and not enough reinforcements from Shine. Can he actually... Oh shit, that's so strong. The DT hold position on the ramp finally does bring up some overlords here. He's trying to make a push down here in the bottom right, but the Archon underneath the Dark Swarm. Lurkers coming up though. Is he gonna make it through? It looks like he might be able to. Misses with the storm. He's gonna get on top of this. Oh shit, can he actually kill all of these probes? Can he kill all these probes? He's gotta click on the probes. Click on the probes. Okay, more units are coming up. The storms are good. He's killing off a lot of these lurkers. He's going after the Nexus, but finishes off. Oh my god, he finishes off them all. Oh, another Dark Swarm. He does put down one more Dark Swarm, but it doesn't matter. Zealots surround and kill this army. What was that? Plague? Plague way off on the side, and GG. Oh my god. Oh man, that was so close. Woo. God damn it. A great game there from both Mini and Shine. Wow. Wow. Subarashi. Alright guys, whew, I had to take a break after that last one. Was fucking wild. Say what you will about the man Shine. He knows how to put on a show, man. Holy crap, that was craziness. Now we're here on Lemon in our next match. It is Mini versus JYJ. Here is the map. It is Lemon. You can see here in the bottom right. We've got JYJ, and his base is very, very small. Very, very small main base with a tiny ramp that comes down. 2 random mineral patches on the outside and 2 gas geysers. Then it comes down into the natural. There's 1 line of minerals on the right side and a big open area on the left. There's also quite a bit of space behind the mineral patches on the right hand side. Then open into the main area of the map. That entrance is quite large. To the right of that entrance, you have another ramp that goes up into the 3rd base expansion. That also has 2 gases. In fact, every base on this map has 2 gases. Except for your natural expansions. Just a random feature of this map. It's quite a wild one, guys. There's also this weird thing. Behind the main mineral patches, there's extra mineral patches. It's just very, very strange to me. I don't know exactly how that's going to work. You can see those are inaccessible until you mine out the mineral patches in the front. And then you've got those further mineral patches that you can still mine, but are just a little bit far. Not sure how that's going to play out here, how much minerals are on each of these, or how much gas is actually in each of these geysers. I'm assuming it's a full, what is it, 5,000, 7,000? I forget. But I don't really know for sure. So we've got Mini here grabbing a quick Nexus. I believe that was the Nexus on 12. Meanwhile, JYJ just putting down his barracks on the high ground there. Getting a gas, and he will be going into a factory very quickly. This is a wild map, guys. I am excited to see how this one goes. And also to see this played in the ASL will be pretty insane. I don't know when they're going to bring this out, but there's a lot of new fun maps to be played here in this season. I mean, there's a Revolver. I was watching today Hero playing a bunch of practice matches versus Shuttle on stream on a Revolver, and it looked really fun. It looked very interesting. Some nice long games on there. I'm really curious as to TVZ on this map. Just with all the double gases everywhere, it's going to be very tricky. A probe gets killed off here. We've got a lot of aggression coming from JYJ, sending constant Marines across the map. There is a double gateway on the side of Mini, so he should be able to hold this off. We'll see, though. Is he just going to abandon ship? Yeah, he abandons it. The Dragoons begin to pop out, but this is going to be very hard. Run the Zealot on the Marines gate. The Marines just going to fall back here. The Marines. Nice pick off on that Vulture. Really a key moment there. Losing that Vulture. Really painful for JYJ, who would love to throw down mines around this bunker just to make it that much harder to break out here. He's going to lose this pylon. So a good pick off. Mini dropping into a supply block. He's got 3 Dragoons out right now, but can't produce anything more. There's a second Vulture that has joined the fight. Still enough of these SCVs here to make the destruction of this bunker take a lot longer than it should. Yeah, 4 SCVs can infinitely heal this bunker, so the Nexus will fall. Mini just doing a good job of getting as much value out of that structure as he can, building a few more probes there, and then just sending them into the main base. So he will eventually break out of this. But it's done its damage, it's done its job. JYJ sending a tank across the map. Now this is getting a little bit crazy with the commitment here from JYJ. Sending a tank across the map is a little bit wild. You don't want to be losing early tanks if you can avoid it. Pick off a few more SCVs here, and he's got enough DPS now that the SCVs can't heal this. Gonna send a Zealot forward to tank that mine shot. Trying to... Ooh. Wow. Nice micro by Mini. Very hard to do. That pull back and then fire again. Just checking for more mines here, but JYJ already on the way home. Doesn't have any mines behind this army. Robotics facility about to finish up. So Mini clears that and gets his Nexus started in pretty good time. He should have a overall probe advantage here as well. Assuming that JYJ cut some SCVs as well, but that Nexus was up for a little bit, managed to pump out some extra probes, so he should have a good number of workers in his main base. That's a lot of mineral patches to mine from as well, so not as punishing as it would be on another map. And he's still able to get his second gas as well if he wants to. Looks like not going to do that for now. Reaver tech coming up for Mini. He has a good amount of Dragoons to pressure the front, and he will be flying into this very tight, small space in the main base. Not a lot of space for turrets over here, so we'll see if he can get in there for some damage with that Reaver. A third base on the way between the bases of Mini and JYJ. It's a very pushable location. I'm surprised to see him take that base, but that's going to be the decision here from Mini. Snag 6 o'clock. 2 more factories being added on, and no command center. So just a crazy all-in push here from JYJ off of 1 base, but with 2 gases, huh? This is interesting, very interesting to me that he's able to do this. This is not something you ever see on another map. A player going for... Oh, he sees the Nexus. Look at that. He's got to be sitting there with a big smile on his face right now, knowing that that extra Nexus is going down, because it's going to be hard to hold this attack, even if you were sitting on 2 bases, building Arbiters or something like that. But with a 3rd on the way, this Reaver comes in, drops off. Okay, that mine didn't dud out, but didn't really get the prime hits that he was looking for on those SCVs, and does have to evacuate. Maybe picking off a Goliath or 2. Got 1 Goliath survives with 18 HP. Counts himself lucky. Shuttle still looking for some more damage here, but Mini still hasn't seen that there's no command center in the front. He's looking around the edges of the base, but once he gets in there and sees no command center, the entire game changes. He's going to realize that this is no ordinary turn play. This is just a crazy all-in. See that? The observer just outside the range. He can't actually see if there's a command center there or not. He's just going to see this massive army moving out from JYJ. Whoa, gotta be careful. Big shot from that Reaver. JYJ loses 2 tanks right off the bat. Trying to push out a little bit too quickly, and Mini takes full advantage. Another couple of good Reaver shots, and there's way too much here. Mini is just going to wreck JYJ. GG, holy crap. That was one-sided as heck. Even after losing that Nexus, even after getting that rush down, and on a one-base push, what the hell? JYJ just got stomped, man. Alright, we're going to go into the next game. It's going to be Mini versus another Zerg player. Very excited to see that. Either Soma or Hero. It's coming up next. Well, that was quite a game on Lemon, that last one. JYJ got absolutely smacked down with his crazy play on one base. And now Mini going up against Hero here on Ascension. Hero spawned down here in the bottom right. He's starting out with a 12 hatch. And in the bottom left, Mini with the gateway in the front. We'll be putting on that early pressure. It's a dance we've seen a million times. It's the dance that Mini does better than any other player in the game right now. His Zealot control against Lings is really unmatched in the Starcraft community. That is saying a lot. We've got other players like Bisu, like Stork, who've been around forever, and Mini is outclassing them all in a lot of ways. It's like a drone does go down here in the natural, but Hero with the backup actually manages to pick off that probe, which it's nice for Hero. It allows him to stay away or keep the DPS of this Zealot down a little bit. It does take 2 shots from a drone, or 2 shots from a probe and 2 shots from a Zealot in order to kill a drone. Now he's going to jump on this. Ah, nice. Jumping on the extractor there, keeping himself alive, and going to deny this Zealot. So he does lose 1 drone overall, but picks up the probe. He will kill this Zealot as well. And there you go. Mini will have to head on back home with his Zealots and defend the wall. And here we'll continue to macro up, getting into his gas now. We'll have to keep an eye on the base, find out if he's going to go for some sort of crazy attack here. If he's going to go for some sort of Hydra all-in, might not be a bad idea against Mini, who is really known for skimping on cannons, for being very hesitant to build any cannons whatsoever. Actually, we're going to have a layer here, so a long game it is. Assuming that Hero can survive the early aggression from Mini, we'll be taking this into at least a 5 hatch. A cannon coming up at home, so Mini, without that probe on the map, not able to confirm that nothing is coming here. He will have to build at least a single cannon. Blind at the moment is a scary place to be as the Protoss player. You just don't know what's being built over here, if there is a Hydralisk Den or not. Relying on only your Zealots, your probe micro, and a single cannon to keep you alive. Hopefully this Corsair will be coming out soon to get confirmation. But Mini with Balls of Steel, not adding on even a single cannon right now. No scouting information. He's not even sending out his zealots. Just poking a little bit here, but heading back into the wall. And look at that. He's just going to play it calm, play it cool, assuming right now that Hero's not going to do a Hydralisk bust. And he's right. The Spire is on the way. Hero instead going to just pop a couple of Scourge out. Keep that Corsair at bay. Keep his Overlords alive and get into a 5 hatch as quickly as possible. I'd like to see the ideas here from Hero, what his take is on a block in the 3rd base here. It's a little bit hard to SimCity that properly. It's a little bit easier down at the bottom left, but on this position, it's hard to keep the Zealots out of that mineral line, to keep them away from the Hydras when the Zealot bust does occur, when they get that +1, and speed to be very strong on this map. Going straight up 6 hatch. And Mini sees that, so he knows that it's very unlikely that a Mutalisk follow-up will be coming here. Most likely just going to be full-on Hydralisk production. Going to be starting very, very soon. Zealots arrive here in the natural. Going to be contested by a few Lings, but losing these Lings early is kind of painful. Ooh, one Corsair does get killed there. You want to attack with all your Lings at the same time and try to surround these Zealots. It's getting in there now, but the Zealot number, Zealot number is pretty high, and the Ling number very, very low here. Okay, he's not going to go in yet. There we go. +1 is done, and speed is done too. Don't have any Lings popping out just yet. He's gonna go after some of these drones. Nice pull up the drones, keeping a lot of them alive, and picking off one of those Zealots. Now some Mutas are popping out, and he will send all of these Zealots into the main. The Corsairs are coming as well to try and help. 2 Zealots doing their work here in the main base, killing off some more drones. But Lings will arrive and begin to clean this up. Drones going behind the mineral patches. That's so annoying. Why did they go there? Oh my goodness. Actually losing a couple of extra drones because of that miss micro. Because of that pathing of the drones behind the mineral patches. Very frustrating stuff there for Mini. And, or excuse me, very frustrating for Hero. But nice for Mini as he does manage to pick off a couple of extra drones. Chasing down onto these Corsairs, pushing them all the way back. Do we have double Corsair production here? Is it two Stargate? Setting things back up again. Hero trying to get another Sunken Colony up, but a lot of Zealots here. Gonna get surrounded. More drones will fall. Good focus fire here by Mini, picking off some drones there on the gas. Going after a few more if he can. They're in the natural, but Hero cleans it up, and his supply is getting pretty high. He will be able to drone up quite heavily from here, knowing that the majority of these Zealots have been taken care of. You can see there, tons of drones popping out at the same time. We're getting a good look at the SimCity now as well. Hydralisk Den is finally coming out here. And a couple of Archons going to be the choice for Mini. And I think we're going to see him just go for it here very, very soon. Coming out with 2 Archons, a bunch of Corsairs, and rallies of Zealots flooding across the map. He's going to try and break Hero here. At the same time though, Hero, same thing on his mind. He's going to try and break through Mini's defenses, pick off all of these cannons and actually take control of the main base. However, too many Corsairs are going to push back the Mutalisk of Hero. Now going to come up with some Scourge onto these Corsairs. Can he finish them all off? He kills the majority, but 2 do remain. 3 sunken colonies here in the natural. Going to block with some of the drones, but the Archon makes that a lot more difficult, as stacked workers will be easy pickings for this Archon. He's almost managed to pick off that Archon. Focusing it down with the sunken colony, trying to get those shots on the sunken colony, or on the Archon from the sunken colony, trying to focus that down as quickly as possible, eliminate that splash damage, and Hero does once again hold on, albeit barely, keeping himself alive here with just a few sunken colonies, those Mitas, and some good drone micro. Of course, Lings as well, helping out a little bit. Gonna fly back in here to the main base again. He's going for it. Ogre Zerg Gamer. Try and overrun this position. Those 3 cannons just barely finish up. There's a lot of Scourge here as well. And the army of Mini is just heading across the map. He's looking for a counterattack here, but what can he get done? Pure Archon and Zealot. We've got 1 sunken colony, and he's planning to surround that and keep it alive with the drones, but unfortunately for... Oh, there we go. He picks off the Archon. Archon does fall, so he can't target down these drones. The sunken colony behind the mineral patches is really good. He's losing quite a few drones, but Hero's got control of the main base of the Protoss player here. He's flying back in once again, going to pick up a bunch more of these cannons and some more probes as well. Back at home, Hero has managed to survive. Gonna fight with the Corsairs here. Oh, the Corsairs are pretty high in number, 6 Corsairs, but he loses 1. Ah, 2 more go down, and that Storm was a complete whiff. He's gonna fight here. Ooh, that's quite a bit of damage from the Corsairs on those Mitas. It's much better to split them up rather than micro like that. This is an incredibly close game here, guys. We're having a lot of good games in this week of KCM. I'm not sure who's exactly ahead right now. Mini still has that base, the 3rd, which makes me feel like leaning towards his side. However, Hero has killed a ton of these Corsairs. There's only about 3 left, and plus whatever he's made out of that single Stargate from now. Looks like about 5 Corsairs are here. He's got a Storm as well. Nice Storm. Doesn't pick off the Scourges though, and the Corsairs dodge the Scourge very nicely. He's going to pick off the majority of these Mutalisks, and now I think that Mini is in firm control of this game. Hero's going to try and take a 4th base, but after losing all of those mutas, he's just going to be transitioning into Hydra. Whereas Mini already has the majority of his army filled out. We've got no lurkers on this side. So much gas has been spent into the mutas, and not a whole heck of a lot of damage has been done. Yes, we've killed a bunch of cannons over and over. Yes, we've killed Corsairs, but he was never able to start to snipe buildings in the main or anything like that to really take control of that main. Just denying mining off of that was really the main benefit of that attack. Killing off Corsairs, of course, was important as well, but not nearly as important as if you actually take control of the air. The air control now fully in the grasp of Mini, trying to dive in to kill a Templar. I think he got 1. There's only 1 more Templar remaining here in this army, so not a lot of Storm here, only a single Storm. There's another one though, 200 energy on this one, so 3 Storms. Ooh, coming in for some Overlord kills. There is a Spore. 6 Corsairs can do a ton of damage though to a bunch of Overlords, even if there is 1 Spore. 7th gonna join up here, dealing a little damage from the ground. Hydralis falling back here. Overlord is lost. DT sliding around the top side of the map. I think Hero might have seen that. He doesn't have any defenses over here at the moment, but he has 2 Overlords in the top right. He should be sending some... Ooh, he's not sending anything up there. Uh-oh. This DT could get in there for a lot of damage. If Mini moves out at the same time as when he sends in this DT, he could be doing a lot here. He's not moving out right now, and yeah, Hero does see that, so... DT's gonna be forced away, only 2 kills. 4 kills on the Overlords here. Gonna pick off these Scourges. Then destroy a few more Overlords. Trying to fly away from the Corsairs, but in the end, he will manage to keep the majority of those Overlords alive. Alright, where are we at in this game, guys? This is a wild one. Shuttle's gonna be sent in to the main, but Hero's right on top of this. He knows, he sees it. 4 DTs is scary, though. You can't really focus down the Corsairs here, and Corsairs are going to kill all your Overlords. Oh, pretty good blocking with the drones. He's going to bring some more Hydras down as well, but a lot of the Overlords do end up dying. More Zealots are being brought into the main as well. Fighting over here on the right side as well. Oh, man, those Lurkers almost all got killed. Dragging, oh, he drags the DTs into the Sunkens at the natural. That was not what Mini meant to do. He wanted to kill off as many buildings as possible in this main. He wanted to take control of this main for as long as possible, but this is a lot of Zealots here in the main. Wow, he's gonna maybe kill the Lair. Oh, he's going after the Spire. That's a good target as well. It looks like he will pick that off. More Hydras come down into the main, but not going to be able to save the Spire. Upgrading here into a Hive. It's a good opportunity for Mini to try and stage an attack with all of the Hydras here in the main. Maybe he can break through some of these Lurker lines. That is a ton of Lurkers, but if he gets some good storms on those clumped Lurkers, he can absolutely wipe those out. Good storm there on 2 Lurkers, picks those off. Pretty good dodge by Hero as well, falling back with the damage to Lurkers, keeping them out of harm's way. Mini gonna fall back once again. That was a wild drop. You rarely ever see 4 DT and 8 Zealot drop into the main. He did it in parts there. First the 4 DTs, then the 4 Zealots, then 4 more Zealots again. Now he's going to be shoving here into the natural. Whoa, this is a big army to try and shove through such a tiny hole. Getting here into the natural area, and this is hard for Hero to reinforce. Look at the damage on this ramp. Storms annihilating this army. And storms like that can absolutely end a game that you should have won. Crazy storms just wrecking this army again on this ramp, forcing Hero into an awkward position and storming him to death. Will have to retreat, but that was a pretty good attack. Mini grabs his 4th base as well off of that, and Hero is just scrambling to get an army together once again to get his defenses set up. Hive is done. He will be getting his next upgrades, but I don't see a Defiler's Nest. Is that what it's called? I keep forgetting. I don't see the Defiler building just yet. I think it's called a den, right? Hydralis Den, Defiler Nest? Defiler Nest, I think that's right. As I tried the some of those Starcraft quizzes where they show the noise and then you have to guess what the building is. I tried some of those. I've actually been following them along and trying each of them. I really do enjoy them, but I think I messed up on the building sounds for the Terran pretty bad. I'm like really bad at getting the Terran building sounds. The Zerg ones are alright. Of course, I didn't know the name of the building for the most part. But here comes Mini coming up to the high ground once again, getting some good storms down on some of these lurkers and Hydra, but Hero appears to be holding firm here. He is on the high ground. It's difficult to push up with these Dragoons. But Mini is transitioning quickly here into that late game army. Mass Zealot, along with plenty of Templar. Dark Templar in the mix as well. Look at the Templar number, the Templar count here. Hasn't been forced to make these into Archons yet, but once he uses these storms, he can start to make these Archons, and he can make like 6 or 7 Archons here and shove through an incredible amount of Ling Hydra Lurker. He's got into a great position here. Lurkers are coming up from both sides, but most of them are just being stormed to death before they can even get into combat, before they can even burrow and start to fire. A lot of these lurkers have been cleaned up. Hero's on the verge of finishing off this attack. There's only a few Templar left. Most of them do not have storms, and he's coming up with some more lurkers to surround this, but they all die. And Mini just gonna shove right through. He's so low on units here, just a single Archon. But another reinforcement wave heading up the left side of the map, going to assist with this army and I think start to really break through here. Hero gonna lose this 4th base. Big storm on all of the drones, and that's gonna be that, guys. Hero is going to have to tap out. Zealots here in the natural as well. 4th base goes down. Mini's got his own 4th base at home, so he is ahead in the economy. He's ahead in just about every way imaginable here at this point. Hero exercise in futility, trying to kill this army even though he's already lost this game. Not going to be possible. Mini too good, too quick at reinforcing. He's just so on top of his macro rounds and sending them up to the front line immediately upon being spawned. You can see just a stream of red coming across the map. And finally, GG is called. Hero taps out, and Mini takes another win. 3 kills for Mini. Alright, next up we've got Mini versus Sharp, the final Terran player in our group. Hey, look at that. The barracks doesn't actually block off there on the left side. That's a little bit annoying. You can tell because the SCV managed to make it through there. Almost gonna get this SCV. Oh, the repair. Oh, 6 HP. Ooh, that was really close, but manages to keep that alive. Now, as for this map, we are on a new one. What the heck is the name of this map? I believe it's called Largo. There it is there on the screen. As you can see, we've got the main base here, a relatively large main base. Comes down into a natural expansion on the low ground. Small ramp there. Full encirclement of a high ground around the natural expansion, then out onto a mineral only base there in the front, and the high ground leading into the middle area. Now we're getting some action here. Let's get the map out of the way. So we got a Zealot trying to dive onto one of these Marines. Picks off the Marine. I believe he lost the probe there as well, though. So 1 probe, 1 Zealot for a single Marine. That's a pretty good trade for a Sharp overall. You see the probe or SCV moving through the middle of the map. That is all high ground up there. So very important to control that high ground area, especially in this matchup. And this is a first for me, guys. I've never seen a game on this map as of yet. It's a new map that's going to be in the ASL map pool, so excited to see The plan is here for a player like Mini especially. Sharp as well, though, is a highly aggressive Terran player. Might have found some ways to exploit this map already. Nexus is coming down here. And Sharp going to bring his Marines quite far forward. He doesn't have a bunker that I'm aware of. So this is a little bit tricky here. Trying to put some damage on that Dragoon, but there is a Zealot along with it, so you gotta be careful. Tank does pop out, so gonna push forward once again with the tank and about 6 Marines here. It's quite a lot of DPS, but with 2 Dragoons and a Zealot, I think you could focus down the tank while the Zealot runs all over those Marines. It's gonna fall back for now, though. Kills one of his own Marines, just for good measure. Leaving a trail there. It's a sacrifice to the gods, Starcraft. Praying for his good fortune here in this next fight. Now, dropping some mines out in the front. This is the main goal of this push, as I understand it. Trying to get those mines right in front of the Protoss base and make sure that he's safe. And find out what the capabilities are of the Protoss here. That mine just barely picked off before it makes its connection. That would have been a kill on one of those Dragoons, but managed to keep it alive. More mines being set up. And this allows Sharp to kind of avoid getting very early turrets or a super early... Wow, how is he able to get through those? That was crazy. Mini just risking it for the biscuit here, going through all of these mines. He's slowly pushing forward because he knows there could be some mines here in this natural, but he's managed to make it through a crazy amount of mines out on the map with just pure Dragoon, getting so incredibly lucky every single time. We're gonna dive on this first tank. 4 of these Dragoon shots, or 4 Dragoons with 2 shots. A single tank. I think there was a bit of a miss there. Felt like he missed quite a few shots, and the luck seems to have run out here for Mini. He backs away after harassing that tank and loses a single Dragoon, so Mini looking for an expansion there up at the third base. Mine. Oh, this time he takes the full damage. And indeed, his luck has run out in that regard. Sharp is starting to push across the map here. He's looking to start this push early. He sends a vulture across the map, but doesn't manage to make it in. That would have been really hectic for Mini, who would have had to send all of his Dragoons back into the main base in order to clean that. He's got a bunch of Dragoons over here on the right-hand side, but unfortunately, the push is coming straight up here into the natural, while Mini's Dragoons are just kind of chilling over on the other side of the map. They're in the wrong position. Where are they going right now? Look at these Dragoons just heading out over into the corner. They're being mismicroed, I feel. I think that he like missed a hotkey or something went wrong there, but he just completely sent those Dragoons over into a corner of the map, random corner. A mine does land on these Dragoons, but they managed to get here into the natural and deal some counterattack damage. Can he make it worth it though with his front wall being taken down? He's gonna lose some pylons. Bunch of damage there onto those Dragoons from that mine pole. The third Nexus is about to complete here. Sharp has a vulture in the area, and Mini will not be able to get over there and clear that out for a little bit. Okay, he actually brings a Reaver up. And Mini's sort of taking the better of this trade overall, I think now, because Sharp, that contain didn't really work out. He didn't manage to kill all of the pylons in the wall or anything like that. He winds up having to back off. I feel like we missed something with that Reaver a little bit earlier there. Oh, he's gonna lose 2 Dragoons here in the middle. That's quite a lot of damage for just a couple of mines. Another Dragoon does go down. The Vultures manage to take off down the map. Going to search for additional probes moving around, especially ones that might be heading up to that fresh new base. There are a bunch of probes being transferred right now, but Sharp not going to be able to catch those. Reaver on this side. Gonna make it hard for any Vulture damage to, or Vulture harassment to come over to that center left base. And Sharp beginning to move out slowly here. The third base on this map is a mineral only. Can still be useful for the Terran. He's gonna creep out here. Will have to turn around as the Reaver is dropped in the pathway of these tanks. Reaver can absolutely screw up a push like this. With just a small amount of tanks, you're not really sieging up very well. Oh, big drop. Can he actually get a shot off? Ooh, that was close. Mines just to the left of this Reaver. Scarab's going to be killing off some of these Vultures here. So many SCVs are under threat right now. He just doesn't have any units in this area. Siege up in the natural. All of these pylons will now go down, but can he avoid taking critical damage back at home? He's pulling some SCVs to try and fight as well. There's some Dragoons coming up here. The Scarab, oh, just barely not going off there. Some more mines coming up in the main. But all of the Vultures go down. And I feel like Mini can take the game from here as long as he doesn't lose this Reaver. This cannot be cleaned up just by a couple of Goliaths and rallies of Vultures and stuff like that. It's going to be some Vultures coming back from the main, which can maybe finish this off. Ooh, big shot. Huge shot with the Reaver. Going for more now. 15 HP, 13 HP on this Reaver. 22 kills though. Oh, more hits there. 28 kills. Doesn't get that last Scarab, but absolute SCV massacre there in the main base of Sharp. Nice dodging by Sharp, keeping that tank alive in the front despite these Zealot bombs. I think it did end up getting picked off in the end. This Reaver here at the third base, really clutch, just keeping away any sort of harassment from that location, allowing Mini to have that additional income during all of this chaos. And now he can afford to take his Nexus once again. Whereas Sharp, he's picking up the pieces, throwing down missile turrets. He needs to keep these shuttles out of his base. There is a potential for a run by here. Yeah, he's just going to run straight through. Here's the Reaver. Reaver shot will not connect there on any of these SCVs. But he might go for another drop. Can he actually get a good shot off here? Looks like no. He will pick off the turret, however, and then the SCV to boot. Not bad there for Mini as he continues to build up his economy, throwing down additional gateways as well. Is there a transition from Mini? I'm not seeing it just yet. It might end up going for just pure speed shuttle here instead. That gateway man style, the speed gate style as we like to call it. It is very strong in these scrappy situations, especially when you've kept the Terran off of a third base here. +1 is done. +1 armor should be on the way, and the starport just now being thrown down, so +2 is still a long way away. Does need to get that science facility out before that next upgrade can begin. I don't see a command center on the way. Sharp has pulled back most of his units into the main, whereas the attack from Mini appears to be coming from the front here, making sure that there's no command center being set down at the third base. And he's sending up the Zealots, but he doesn't really need Zealot speed just yet. He's already got 2 shuttles out. More are going to be added on here. Pulling a couple of mines into that tank. Dealing some damage, but not really getting any value out of it. Besides the repair here. Gonna lose a couple of observers in the front. That's quite annoying for Mini, who needs to be able to clear out mines if he wants to go in for an attack. Of course, you can always drop Zealots on those minefields and do your best to clean them up before the full-on assault, but it's much better to have a few Dragoons just clear out that initial minefield with the observer before you start the attack. Now, we've got a pretty sizable army here, and a 4th base looks like it's ready to come down. How did this vulture get out here on the map? I don't know, but Sharp manages to stop that Nexus from landing. He's got a dropship, looks like, sending that around the map and finding ways to get some vultures out through that means. Now, a command center is on the way for Sharp. A 3rd base is on the horizon here, but can Mini just break him outright as he attempts to take that 3rd base? I think that Mini has the muscle here. He doesn't have the tech just yet. He doesn't have the really important part of this army, which is, of course, those Templar with Storm. But with just pure Zealot and Dragoon, lifting a few of those Zealots up into the shuttle and just dropping here on top of everything. Running straight in here, some good mine connections, good mine drags as well. Tanks are falling back and sieging up, and Mini does have to back away from this. Dropship here on the left-hand side. Oh, the tank gonna siege up now finally. Fire. Oh, good shot there. Only 2 kills though. Surprised that didn't get more. The probes were quite stacked up. Appears that he will be able to finish off this last cannon, but won't get much more than that. These Zealots do arrive and clean all of that up. There's the Storm finally, going to cast on these tanks. The top side. No Zealots here though, unfortunately for Mini. Those Zealots had to be rerouted to the 3rd base to help clean up. They still haven't been brought over here to the front line. You can see they're chilling there at the 3rd base, waiting for the next move. Waiting for Mini to call them up to the front. Oh, big Storm, 8 kills. Not bad. Not the best Storm in the world, but still quite a few kills on that first Storm drop. Mini hurting the economy once again of Sharp. Oh, wait a second. Looks like a misclick here from Mini. He's not mining at the 4th base. That could come in big here if he doesn't notice very soon. He's going to miss out on a lot of extra mining time. And right now he's initiating attack, so I doubt he will notice that for a little while here. A lot of Zealots coming forward. Going to crush a good number of these tanks. This 3rd base not going to be held here for Sharp. Quite a few tanks going down in the back as well. Doesn't look like Mini can push any further than this, but he's going to kill the command center, and that's gotta be it. Mini gonna take another victory. Finally does get back to mining here with these probes. So not going to miss out on that completely. But of course, it was a serious hiccup to his economy. Bunch of Templar here. Whoa, vultures coming in. Gonna snipe a whole ton of these Templar. Wow. Only getting about 2 or 3 there. Pretty good storms overall to save them. And that last mine does get picked off as well. Too bad for Sharp. He almost killed a ton of Templar there, and still he just can't get out of his base right now. This is really the power of that speed gate style. As the Terran player, you have to move out so incredibly slowly, and even if you do, If you're even a tiny bit behind, the Protoss player can just outproduce you and roll you over time and time again until your economy is so hampered, so slow, that there's just no possible way of you ever breaking out of your base. And I think that's what we're seeing here. Sharp, he's going to set up some more tanks. He's going to try to keep himself alive and possibly secure this spot, but storms come out. The tanks siege up, but huge storms on these last few tanks in the background. If he had just pushed forward a little bit farther there, got one more storm, he would have annihilated all the rest of these tanks, but not quite able to do so just yet. Tanks shoving forward once again. Oh my goodness. Even through all the repair with those SCVs, not able to save that tank. And a command center floating out. I believe that is the main command center. So desperation mode here for Sharp as he tries to take this base. 83 supply to 127. Expect that discrepancy to grow even larger here in the next few moments. Oh, wow. Okay, that would have been massive had one of those mines connected on that group of Templar. It could have been devastating. Luckily for Mini, though, that doesn't happen. Going to take a mine on those units, though. It's alright, just taking away some of their shields. And surprisingly here, Sharp is actually mining off of the third. I didn't think it was ever going to happen, but he manages to secure it. And now he's sitting here mining on 3 base with Mini mining on 4. So it's still a playable situation here, somewhat. Definitely, I would much rather be the Protoss player in this situation. But maybe Sharp can scrape something together. He's still at only 100 supply. He's barely mining. The natural is soon to mine out here. The main is completely empty, aside from a couple of SCVs mining off of that near depleted gas. You can see here 68 minerals on a patch there. He is so close to being relegated to 1 base. The only thing that saved him here in this game is the fact that you can float out those command centers. Here comes the attack from Mini, going to shove forward with an insane number of storms. Look at all these Templar coming forward. He has just a crazy amount. Huge storm on the left side there. Absolutely annihilates these SCVs as well. Oh my goodness. That was every SCV that Sharp had. He has landed a tank on this side of the map, actually, and is killing off a ton of probes. Well, okay, transfer from the natural base, so I guess I was wrong. There are still quite a few SCVs, but GG is called. Sharp taps out, and Mini is victorious once again. 4 kills so far, and only 1 player remains that can challenge Mini here. That is going to be Soma. What a run here from Mini. What a series overall. I'm going to go ahead and jump into that next game, guys. Mini versus Soma. Let's get into it. Alright, Mini versus Soma. Should be a great game. We're here on Revolver. Vertical spawns. Soma up here in the top right. Mini down in the bottom right. Here is a picture of the map. We've got a large main base, single gas, low ground, natural, down a ramp, and then down a ramp towards the middle. There's 2 ramps actually inside of the natural with eggs at both of those choke points. There's also a double ramped base on the right and left side of the map. The top side has these kind of awkwardly placed bases that are very close to the main base. and have these weird double ramps with this very strange 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock position. It's kind of a low ground in between the two bases. So it could be very useful for things like tank pushes and the like. Also droppable locations. But I digress, guys. Let's go ahead and get into this game. We've got Mini dropping a pylon here in the front. He's going to drop a forge, and this is one very strange part about this map is how do you wall off as Protoss here? And this is something we're just going to have to watch and learn from these pros. Someone like Mini who's definitely taken the time here, as this is an ASL map. Oh! Mini gets the kill! Mini on fire today, guys. Absolute fire. Getting the cannon here in the front, but this is a very, very strange entrance. We've never seen a natural entrance or an entrance to the natural quite like this before on any of the maps previous. Especially in ASL, things tend to be a little bit more standard. Of course, every season they throw out one random weird map. But I don't feel like this is that weird of a map. It's just the entrance is very kind of crazy. And I guess this is how you do it. You put the almost blocks there. You put the forge on the bottom and then the gateway over on the top. And you leave the small ramp with the double eggs kind of open. Then you're going to put some other building there in front of that. I'm not sure exactly what he's going to put down. And whether or not the Zealot pops out on the left side or the right side of that gateway is going to be very important here as well, I think. Generally, they pop out on the bottom left, so I'm hoping here for Mini's sake those don't pop out on the bottom left, because that's not going to be very good for him. Want to have those on the inside and get it over there to actually block the entrance here as quickly as possible. Whereas if it pops out on the left side of that wall in, then it's gonna have to walk all the way around before it can actually get into the wall. Looks like we've got a probe and a zealot heading out on the map. Gonna be looking for some information about what the build is here. Soma starting a lair. We'll be playing this out more or less standard here. Not going to go for a Hydralisk bust. That seems difficult in these positions. Don't think you want to fight from the low ground here. That's a very small choke. And moving around the left side is going to be hard to get your Hydras over there. It's kind of a long rush distance to go all the way to the left side and then attack into the gateway and at the forge. So got a couple of zealots coming up. Try to surround here with the lings. Part of them not really engaging at the same time, so Mini taking a reasonable trade, but it appears the zealots will be all finished off. And a good hold here from Soma. Another zealot making its way up towards the natural. Soma will surround and kill. And not too much information really gleaned here for Mini. He's only managed to make it semi part of the way into the second base. He sees the number of lings that are popping, but he hasn't been able to get in there and actually find out if there is a crazy all in there. Probe drill here. He's got to stay alive. Oh, this is perfect positioning on the probes. Not allowing these lings to actually hit the cannon for quite a long time. And the second zealot pops out. Wow! Unbelievable. Soma went for it, man. The speed came in, and he just went for the kill on the cannons, but that was absolutely perfect positioning on those probes, blocking keeping the Lynx off of the cannon. And he actually even keeps the cannon alive. That is ridiculous. Mini playing so aggressively and so crazy. But he's just got the chops here with the probe micro and the zealot control to stay alive even in this crazy situation. Overlords are going down to the other side of the map. So many Lings have been produced, and Soma is looking really dead right now. He just doesn't have any economy. He was expecting to kill that cannon and follow up with a bunch of Lings to finish the job. Unfortunately, though, Vinny just played it perfectly with the probes. The control is just truly next level, guys. Truly next level. Cannot believe he survived there. And I don't think that Soma can either. But this is a situation as it is now. He's sending Scourge across the map. He's got a whole host of Lings roaming around that are just completely useless at this point. His supply is being doubled now by Mini, who is happily macroing up and preparing for the next stages of the game. Couple of Scourge do land, but I think on separate Corsairs, so no kills there. Templar Archives on the way. Yikes, it is not looking good for Soma right now. A lot of Zealots coming out. I've been in this situation before. You got a ton of Zealots, and they're coming out with a timing attack. +1, and speed is done. This is so hard to hold. So incredibly hard to hold, especially when you don't have these sunken colonies finished yet. A bunch of Midas pop. And he's gonna run by again, try to get this couple of cannons here. Try to snipe these cannons. He does get one? No, he doesn't! How in the hell did those cannons not go down? That is ridiculous. What is going on here? These are hero cannons. Not even a thing in Broodwar, but Mini is making it a thing right now. Cannons are so strong here. Completely on fire. They're burning that blue flame. They are not taken down, and Archon being made here. He's already got a ton of these Corsairs. He's opening up the eggs so he can move down towards the third base here. I guess he wants to take that third. A bunch of Scourges come in, but there's still those cannons to continue being useful here, keeping Mini alive through thick and thin. And he's sending this army across the map, and what do we have to contest? Not much besides a few Mutalists, some Scourge, and Sunken Colony. He's gonna have to connect here. No connections on those Scourge. That was the last straw, I think, here for Soma. He's not gonna have enough Sunken Colonies, and GG! Mini takes out Soma and gets himself an all-kill. Every single Zerg player today has fallen to the prowess of Mini's PvZ. A beautiful series from Mini, and another series here. Another week of KCM going to the Protoss. This is crazy. This is insane, guys. How are we having the Protoss coming out of the gate like this once again? 2 seasons in a row, just dominating in the early part of the season. We'll see if history repeats itself and Zerg starts to take over later. But for now, the spotlight is here on Mini. The beginning of this season of ASL, he is on fire, man. He is doing so well. Cannot wait to see him play. Just Jesus, the points are looking eerily similar to last season, guys. We've got Proton sitting here with 4 points, Zerg with 2, Terran with 0. Who is going to save the Terran race this season, guys? I don't know. Feels like Rush is the only one who could possibly pull it off. Maybe Royal? It's tough, though, guys. It's really, really tough out there. I'm curious to see how Terrans will react to these new maps. Are they more Terran favored? As Flash is basically permanently out at this point. I mean, he is still in the army right now, but I don't know if he'll ever be coming back. We need some more Terran favored maps, I think. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this week of KCM. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe as well, and join the Patreon page or send me a tip through PayPal. All of those support, or all of that support rather, is greatly appreciated. Thank you guys for sticking with me through thick and thin. My name is Saiyan SC. I'll see you guys in the next video.